listening to BBC Radio 2. This is the Russell Brand Show. I am, in fact, Russell Brand. That's how I know it definitely is that show. I can tell, because otherwise, well, I'll be here talking now. I am an Englishman. I'm not in New York. On account of being I'm a legal alien. Let me tell you of a man who thought that wasn't about an illegal alien, but what did you think it was about, Matt Morgan, co-host of the show?
I don't think I ever said this, but a little alien.
You did say it. I'm an alien. I'm a little alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. That's what Matt thinks that song was about. E.T. or Alf or some other little alien. Also here with us is Mr. G, poet laureate of the show. He will be writing a poem that will mention everyone who turns up here. Should be easier today because only Noel Gallagher is coming. He's going to be in studio. Noel Gallagher, he's on his way in now, right? He sent a message earlier, Matthew.
Yes.
Going, he goes, I'll leave my house about 9 o'clock, be there about 9:15. This is a text message, I'm just doing the accent to give it atmosphere. Be there about 9:15, that should give you and Matt enough time to make snippy, snide remarks about my age and appearance. I goes, if you were going to give those due credit, you would be arriving around midnight. He went, very funny, you're dead. I'm going to destroy you. Something. I goes, what, you're going to bring your guitar? I mean, it just carried on, Matt. Who knows? Just little remarks. This isn't very tightly secured, is it? I don't like that. Right.
So why are you here, and why am I not in LA, and what's going on?
Are you meant to be in LA now? Oh, yeah, you meant to leave yesterday.
Forced me to come out.
You like being forced out.
Did all my washing, packed all my stuff.
I've packed.
I did.
You don't pack till the day before, or you go anywhere, do you?
All right, don't say like that. You don't even pack for yourself.
No, I don't pack for myself. I get a lovely fella round who does it. Suspicious looking man he is, with a grudge against the West. It's really funny, because when they go, did you pack these bags yourself? So don't be bloody absurd. Oh, no, yes, no, I do pack
so you have to say
bags
that?
myself, yeah. Well, yeah, I have to pretend I pack
probably
them
listening
myself.
to all this.
Yeah, well, if you
I've
are
got a big file on you, going through the bookie work, highlighting bits.
And then those idiots at customs failed to notice I had about a pound of heroin right up my Botticelli. The fools. You can have all the sniffer dogs you want. It'll take more than that to outsmart me.
So what happened?
I had to go bloody America, New York, got all the way there, had a bit of a headache anyway. As you know, Matthew, and regular listeners to the show, I have to go into a special... We're live, incidentally, live from London. If you want to text us, 88291. If you want to email it, aren't I unusual? Email russell.brand@bbc.co.uk. Remember, this is the best radio show in the world, almost officially now, because we are nominated for a Sony Award.
Brilliant.
Fingers crossed we may win, because we're so brill. Also, though, do you know 2 million people listen to show across listening to it live and listening to podcasts?
2 million?
2 million! Who would have known there was that many sex pods out there in this crazy world?
That's pretty good number.
And they all need orgasms, Matt. Let's get out there, Matt Morgasmo.
Just do the 1 million women. Start with those.
Well, perhaps it might not be 1 million. Anyway, some men are alright. What about David Beckham? Don't mind if I jolly well
Come on, get me a story.
I'm getting on with the story. Right?
You were going to New York because you were doing the Letterman show.
Going to do Letterman show. Tonight, David Letterman, Russell Brand. All right, it's going to be me on Letterman show. George Clooney, the other guest, me and old Clooney, we were bound to hit it off, weren't we, old Clooney poos? Hey, you know, Lacey Snowden, I used to work in TV with her. Can't give you a cuddle, mate. Hello, your suit, and I'll wear it. Here, during the break, and I'll touch your leg. Right. And then, guess what happened? I goes to there, and I have to go in my special room, as you know, because I'm a criminal. Criminal, I'm a dangerous, bad man. I could bring down the government, who knows, one day I'll do it. Yeah, so he goes, go in the special room, as usual.
Yes.
It was good, though, going in the special room, because the woman there, the policewoman, I'm a little bit famous in America. I'm able to flirt with people in a position of authority. Hello, love. What?
This ends in you being deported, so...
Hey!
No, I'm famous. I can flirt with people.
Don't undermine my brilliant thing I done!
Come on.
I done a thing!
I actually don't know what happened, because I haven't spoke to you since then. I just got a text saying you'd been deported and not to go to Los Angeles, so I just tutted. Carried on with my life. How dreary.
I imagine you potting a plant in a terracotta. Boop. Don't go to LA, Russell's been deported. Let's get these Hyde Grangers going. And then, I got there, they took me in the special room, you hand over all the papers, you sort of stand there, and they're like New York, you know Hill Street Blues or something like that, or New York Cops?
Yeah. Yes.
There was this woman who I imagine was called something like Rosie O'Grady. She was like, you know, and they put them on the customs officers, the customs officials in the special room. It's like a barren, steely waiting room that you're in with like sort of fixed rigid chairs and a picture of George Bush on one of the walls smiling benignly down at you. Then a high up counter to impose the authority of the officers, behind which 4 or 5 of them stand dealing with different inquiries. One of them, curly-haired, sort of red-haired woman called Rosie O'Donnell, was talking to this bloke from Gambia.
Not Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, no, not her. She's that lesbian. It was Rosie O'Grady, I think this one's called. She was like talking to this bloke from Gambia, black geezer, with like a grey suit on, a bit too big. I could only see him from the back at this point, and she was going, look, I know you're lying to me. Don't give me that BS. But she didn't say BS. She said, I thought she shouldn't be swearing at this poor bloke. Look, I know you're lying. Okay, so when did you learn Arabic? When were you learning Arabic? Like that, asking, like, being...
God.
Really intense to this bloke. I thought, this ain't right. And then I was looking at him, and it was quite funny, because I noticed, like, he had these big, daft, everything he was wearing was too big, right? And, like, he was wearing these 2 big white trainers, and, like, on them, the pattern, the design on the trainers was, like, of $100 bills, like as if that had been printed all over it. And then when he turned around, he was wearing a Stars and Stripes tie. Hey, bring me to America!
Oh, no.
I'm gonna fit in just swell here with my dollar boots and my stars. You ain't coming into this country. You are going home. You're going home. No, please.
My God.
It was an half sad. She had half bullied him, that woman.
Do you think he normally wore that stuff and he's a big fan of America? Or do you think he thought, I'll get in with this? Who needs a passport?
Okay, you can see from my documents that I'm a wanted criminal and a terrorist, but a quick glance at the old dollary boots revealed I should be your new prime resident. I just stood there. It was well funny. And then, like, they called me up. It was my turn. Okay, Mr. Brand. And I had to sort of do a load of inquiries and stuff. And
were you silly, or do you just think, right, I'll be really serious now?
Completely normal. I put my personality, I leave it at the door. I mean, just act like I'm a normal person with just a slightly irregular haircut. Like,
so you did say you flirted, though?
That was with the woman who takes me to the special room.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, that's like just in that booth. You know, we're at the glass booth when you're going in. Turn off your phone, sir. That's
turn around and go, can I borrow your tie? I'm having some bother.
Okay, I think we can carry this off. If you just snip a little bit off the tip, perhaps you and I come off across as a regular couple of Uncle Sams. And then then they sort of like, they went, okay, so what's going on? They looked at my visa. My visa had expired, but I had a 3-year extension, but that 3-year extension that Disney had got me entitled me to stay in the United States.
Disney?
Disney.
Is that where you're from? Mine says UK on it.
Mine says Magic Castle. I'm from the Epcot Centre. I'm the mayor of Epcot. No, you know, Disney, they get you your visa.
Disney.
He throws his head in a bucket. Like Walt Disney's land, where I'm from, they give you a 3-year extension on it, but that means you're not allowed to leave the country. If you leave the country and try and come back, you ain't allowed back in. And they could normally have waived it, but because I'm a criminal, they wouldn't waiver it because of, like...
You idiot. That's your fault.
No, because I'm not a lawyer in charge of things.
Sorry, you've won that argument now.
Yeah, perhaps I could be a lawyer in charge of things with my brilliant debating skills and the obvious choice for a life at the bar. Then I had to stay in that room. Yeah, they go, you have to get on the next... They go, hold on, we'll just go and check it out. We'll probably be out. And I saw all the time I was thinking, this won't happen. I'm bound to be allowed to go and Letterman show.
I would be thinking, I'm not allowed on the Letterman show. This is all going wrong.
Throughout, I was just completely confident that everything would be fine.
At some point, did you go, but I'm on Letterman. But George Clooney will have to talk for twice as long.
Clooney will run out of anecdotes. He and Lisa Snowdon were together a matter of months. There'll be nothing to speak of. So, I was just thinking, this will be all right. Then they came back and goes, no, you've got to get on the next plane. The next plane, sir, you will be on it.
Do you then pay for the flight? That's what I was thinking.
Yes! Well, actually, they go, well, you usually would have a return. Disney had to pay for it. Disneyland, where I'm from, met the charges. I went to the Disney embassy, met a lovely man called Mickey. He's very, very upbeat about something. Wore the most peculiar clothes to work.
Oh, hang on, so... What did you must have had a tantrum.
I didn't at any point have a tantrum. I really took it Zen style. I was like, I just practiced the principles of acceptance. Like, I have no power.
I mean, just getting on a plane for 9 hours. Is it 9 or 10?
It's only like 6.5 hours to New York, isn't it? But then you have to stay in that room for 8 hours. And this other bloke come up to me. You know, right, sometimes, remember the game from when we were kids, Guess Who, where you flip down things, Guess Who? Quite often, I meet someone who looks like someone from Guess Who, and when I do, I call them that name. I can't help it.
You remember the faces and the names?
Peter, he's got like white ice creamy hair and quite sort of a bulbous nose and big lips. Claire, she's the one with the hat and glasses and a woman. If you get her, you're in a lot of trouble because, you know, once you say, is it a woman, then it'll...
Are you very lonely, boy?
Very lonely, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's very lonely, boy, sir. Right? And there's one man, Richard. He looks like... I see this bloke. I know this bloke. He's called Peter, I think, or something. But because he looks so much like the character Richard from Guess Who, I can't accept that it's not him. I always call him Richard whenever I see him. It's daft, really, because I also realise that Guess Who is a...
How does he fit into this tale?
Only from Tommy. Because I don't know. What was it? Oh, because I think I saw someone who looked like someone from Guess Who. Oh yeah, there's this bloke, this Egyptian geezer, come up to me. What is going on? I can't remember how he spoke. How do you talk if you're from Egypt? Anyone know?
Pretty good, I thought.
Oh, you good? I don't know, sort of African-y sounding geezer. Came over and he had sort of like a bald head and a moustache, and he sort of came over, started piping up about his problems. And I had to, Jesus, my way about that room. I was helping others quite a lot of the time. Played with a baby. Everyone thought I was really cool and nice.
What?
What? So what if I played
Who says that about themselves? Played with a baby. Knocked it over at one point. It's all right.
It'd do my head a bit, so I not brushed it over, do you know what I mean? Well, actually, I was nice to that baby, but you know, say you're playing with a baby and the parent don't know you're playing, like, the parent's just holding the baby. Well, he's about 3.
He's facing the other way.
Exactly.
You're pulling faces at the baby.
Mugging at the baby. But then the adult saw me, and the adult didn't really seem that into my game at all, like it didn't want the baby to be joining in, you know?
Yeah.
But me and the baby were getting on okay. Ate some food in there.
Well, this is... the wheels have fallen off this story now.
No, hold on, let's get it back. Then, if I remembered, I got a bomb down my trousers. I thought,
you shouldn't make jokes like that, because that'll put their back up.
Hey, by bomb, I mean sex bomb, yeah, I'm a sex bomb. That's a really overly simplistic idea, I think, sex bomb, isn't it?
Why?
Well, you're my sex bomb. What would happen with a sex bomb? I don't want one. A bomb of sex.
Mind you, it would happen quite fast, wouldn't it? Like 6 times an hour.
Oh, Matt Morgan there, commenting on the filthy lies peddled in the paper. I did have it off with that woman, but not 6 times in an hour.
I was with you when you read the article. I went, this is lies, I've never met her. Oh, hang on, no. She had blonde hair. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I remember her. No, but it wasn't an hour.
6 times an hour is not good.
It's bad, isn't it? That means just go, oh, well,
a little hamster.
Whippety little Pamela. I'm going to need to have a sit down now. Oh, I just squeezed that one on my leg. Oh, I can push it, I can get it back in the bowl.
It's holding onto her leg. Come on, I'm still going.
Oh, damn, I'm again. Hold on, it's still stiff. I'll give it another chance.
Oh, that's too sensitive now.
Oh, no, it tickles.
Go to bed.
You're making my leg kick out. Right.
What was the truth about that then?
The truth was this, Matthew. Me and you have been out all night. Me up on pure natural energy of God. You up for some other reason.
It wasn't that. I'm asking about the story in the paper.
Look, I'm doing my thing here. I'm a professional. All right. What happened was me and Matthew were out all night because we are pretty wild and crazy guys. Right, we were out and like we're going around someone's house or something like these sorts. And like Matt stopped off to buy booze, obviously at 6 a.m. in the morning. Right, he stopped off by booze. Noel Gallagher. No, don't interrupt this story. It's good. Right, Matt goes in Offie to buy some booze. Comes back. I wait in the car. He goes, "Oh, there's a story on the front page of the paper about you having it off with some bird 6 times in one night or something." He goes, "Didn't you buy it?" I went, "No." Matthew, it's only £1. My best friend. See you every day. Why would you not?
I don't know. I just thought you wouldn't care.
We just saw that a £1 investment in a story about me. I only didn't buy the Sunday Times when I was on the front of the Culture of that.
I was drunk.
You were drunk. You know, it was early. It was a terrible time of the day to be drunk. Okay, so, well, I'll tell you more about that, Kiss and Tell. Lots of other interesting stories and whatnot coming up. But first, what do you want to listen to, Matthew?
Zeppelin.
Let's listen to Led Zeppelin. We've got all sorts of you. Noel Gallagher's already here. We'll keep him out of the room for a little bit because, you know, he's dominant, and once you let him in, he starts piping up. We won't be able to relax. Mind you, his bird's away. He goes a bit vulnerable when Sarah's away, I notice.
Oh, is he?
He's a bit more pliable, isn't he? No, I'm not pliable. Yeah, he's a bit pliable. So, okay, so we've got Noel Gallagher coming up. Mr. G will be summarising the show with a poem. We've got your emails, of course. Send us texts to the usual number, 88291. Or you can email russell.brand@bbc.co.uk. This show is for you because we love you and our money. Yes, we could get some money. Me and my food, too. Yeah, she gets some too. Led Zeppelin. Travelling Riverside Blues. Woes, Led Zeppelin. You're listening to the Russell Brand Show on BBC Radio 2. I'm here with Matthew Morgan. You all right, mate?
Very well.
You couldn't do something a bit longer. You saw I was walking over there.
I didn't know what you were doing.
Well,
I wasn't actually looking at you.
What were you doing? Coughing, doing one of your drawings?
No, I haven't done a drawing at all.
Because you ain't got a pen, and that's why you're clasping your hands like a little nan. You should see him, his hands folded all neatly. I just put my hands on here until I'm ready to do a drawing. Here is an email. It's from Katie. Hello, Russell, Mafu, and Mr. G. Just thought I would email you to tell Matt to stop moaning about having packed in readiness to fly out to LA. I remember saying on Six Music Likes show, living out of a suitcase was something he liked. Oh yeah, you said that you like living out of a suitcase on a Six Music show we did once.
Of living out of a suitcase when your life's that simple and you just one little box of things.
Is life ever that simple though, Matt? Is it ever really that simple?
Yeah.
Noel Gallagher look handsome.
Does, it looks really good, doesn't it?
He's got a nice brown jacket on, brown trainers, nice check shirt. Noel Gallagher's here. We're live on the radio. If you've got any questions for Noel Gallagher, don't bother, because he don't answer them. He'll just be rude to you. He'll just use it as an opportunity to be snide. He was in that lavvy, wasn't he? What was he doing in the lavvy? What was he doing there?
Like the old days.
Yeah.
We didn't do a smell check, did we?
We didn't do a smell check. Someone should pop in there and do a little smell check, because I don't think it was roll with it, country out style, living it up. I think it's old man Noel grinning on the lavvy. We've kept him in a special booth, because otherwise he didn't. Imagine he was here now, Matt. We wouldn't be able to have this nice little relaxed chat. We wouldn't be able to get our
tense in here.
Beloved comic rapport going. This is from someone called Cicely. My sister just blurted out, I thought it was about a little alien too. So we've sent her into the garden.
How old is this child?
Well, it says she's not at all well. She's a subnormal child. Good, now she's probably bright as a button. Who cares? But she sounds like a normal child if she can just be sent into the garden. You know, she can't be like in her 40s, can she? Love you, says Pauline. Russell, you mentioned about packing your bags, and that reminded me of the backstage bit on your Doing Life DVD where Sharon was literally dressing you, like taking your top off and putting your trousers and boots on. Does she come over to your house every morning and do this, or just before shows? Love you, from Pauline. Sharon dresses me all the time when she's in the country. However, at the moment she's in Los Angeles.
So when you got deported, everyone else just carried on?
Well, Nick came back with me, thank God. But, like, you know...
How did he know? How'd you get a message out of the room?
It's really hard, because they won't let you use your phone or anything. You're like a proper criminal. It's awful business. I'd like, you know, they let me sneak out of there, and like, when you go to the toilet, you're allowed to use a phone then, unless you're Noel Gallagher, straining and grunting and worrying about your farmers. Poor old sod, look at him. Oh, he's handsome as the day is long. It's funny, you know, like, you went to the BAFTAs the other day, Matthew?
Yes, I did, actually.
Yeah.
You weren't there, were you?
No, I couldn't be bothered. A lot of people saw you on the... I could be bothered, I'd love a BAFTA, but, you know what I mean? You know when you think, I ain't going to win a BAFTA? Well, I'm not sitting there all that time with no BAFTAs to show for it.
It's alright, it's actually quite fun.
You said that, mate, but like Noel said, like when he see you, he said you were sat there all red-faced and sweating in a suit. He goes, you know when you see someone with long hair in a suit, you think, that geezer's a strippergram. Like, you're like, that's it. I go,
it's not a good look, is it? It's hard to... Unless you put and then if you have a ponytail, you look like a yuppie.
Yeah.
If you have it down, you look like someone in court.
Someone in court. You either look like, you're sort of going up for a magistrate's court for petty parking violations, or like, about had Velcro seams and about, hey, I'll give you the full Monty! You thought the old sod. Yeah, so
That's sort of a compliment.
Yeah, so in a backhanded way. It's very much a compliment you've had there. Right, so yeah, deported. I was deported. Right, but I've had a nice couple of days back in London. I've quite enjoyed it. The other day I had to go to the American Embassy, try and get my visa sorted, right?
What did you feel? I just can't imagine. When I heard that, I thought, I bet he was going mad on the plane. Did you nearly cry on the plane? Did you imagine what Letterman would have been like?
Well, I'm going to go there. Will have me on later. It'll be a better story, innit?
It's amazing that you've chilled out this much.
Principles of abundance. This is something you'll be, by the end of this show, will be able to throw back in my face, but I'll say it anyway. If you think the universe is abundant and that you can achieve whatever you want and you can have whatever you want through love and being in tune with it, there's no need to worry about anything. It's not like all of the Letterman shows will be hoovered up into a bin. They'll just have me on next week. And it's made them more keen to have me on because I'm a wild man.
So why'd you have little hamster sex? Fitting it into an hour.
I've only got a little bit to go, sorry dear. I thought I've nearly got it in that time. Here we go again. Do you want to try the bottle? Oh, Japers creepers.
Tell us the truth about that story.
I had it off for about... I think I had it off for about 3 times. I remember I did, give her a proper going over.
You deserve to be deported from here.
No, I just give her the works, you know. Oh, you sexist! What's wrong with being sexy? Look, I just, I had proper sex with her, but like, it was only about 3 times, and that was over the course of the evening. I do, like, if I'm having a very good bit of sex, I will do it 6 times over, like, so a couple of times before you fall asleep, wake up, when you wake up at night, your winky dragged you from your dreams, wake up, there's this woman in the bed. Then I'll do it a couple of times in the night for that. Then maybe a couple of times in the morning. That's when it's properly still interesting. Good. Yeah. But 6 times in an hour, you do yourself a mischief. That's going to get a friction burn on it. Poor little fella. This is the Sony-nominated Russell Brand radio show. Do you know we've been nominated for a Sony? Noel, you're going to come to the event if we all go? What's he spinning that for? I don't know what he means by that gesture. He just whirled his hand around, probably like, a gramophone! I've got a gramophone. I've got a gramophone. It's Master's voice.
I was saying we've all been nominated. I think.
Oh, we've all been nominated, right.
He's part of the show.
Of course he's part of the show. An integral part of the show, Noel Gallagher. He'll be here in studio later. If you've got any questions for him, email russell.brand@bbc.co.uk, or you can give us we never know if we don't answer the phones. There's no point doing that. Guess what I've done today?
What did you do today?
Right. Oh, I'll just tell you this thing. You know when a homeless person comes up to you and tries that lie of like, I'm on my way to a job interview, so don't think I'm a drain on society because I'm on my way to a job interview and I just need £1 to get a bus. One of them homeless people was like a couple of rungs up the ladder where they've managed to pull themselves together to get a bit of a look, but...
They've got a little trick going on, I know. There's a bloke in Camden who puts fake blood on his nose.
Does he?
How about him?
How do you know it's fake?
Because he does it every day.
Right.
He walks up and down. He's got a little, he's got a scar on his nose. He puts fake blood from the joke shop on his nose and walks around and goes, oh, mate, have you got any money? Because I got some blood on my nose. Punched. I've got to get some tissues to wipe away this punch. It's really weird.
Imagine he has to keep going in the joke shop, though. That's a bit embarrassing.
Well, yeah.
The tube of blood, please. Thank you. And now, to get into character. No, blood around my nose.
But he's got a house as well.
Yeah, of course he has. They're all right. No, they're not. We have to support everyone. We're all one. So this homeless bloke coming to me. He sort of had his jacket done up a little bit, and he'd pulled himself together, one up the ladder, sort of homeless sort of fellow. I imagine probably might have had an education and quite a good background before drugs dragged him into the streets, down, deeper and down. And then it goes to me, oh, hello, I'm on my way to a job interview. I need £1, and I just go see our mate, give him some money and that. He went, oh, God,
what was his excuse? I'm on the way to a job interview and I just need
I left the house without my wallet. I carried on with my journey. Then I thought, oh God, I'm going to try and get a bus now. You could drive a bus through his bloody story. It was a load of old rhubarb. Didn't make sense.
Point of that story, you gave someone £1.
I'm quite nice.
What a nice guy. Hey! Come on, America, let him in.
If you'd like a nice guy in your country, why not try Rusty Nutbuckles? That's my new name. Then, guess what I've done today? Nick, our manager, had to have a cyst cut out of his back, right?
Don't tell everyone that.
He don't mind. Oh, well, goes, I'm bloody watching that, mate.
A cyst being cut
out of his back. I went in there, a proper surgeon went in there, give him an injection. First of all, they give him an adrenaline, and he had to lay down prostrate over on a couch, right? He gets an injection of adrenaline and anaesthetic into his back, but firstly, it's like just subcutaneously, so there's a bubble of it just under the skin, like a blister. No, I've known it a while. Okay. Because I use it for subcutaneous pain. I use it in a more metaphorical way usually, but I don't often get a chance to use it literally, so I thought, drop it in. Then he burrows deeper and puts it right into the core of the thing. Then he does an incision. First of all, just cutting the skin or dermis. And then he cuts off line after line.
Did you do this?
I could.
Is Nick dead?
Right. Anyway, we're being managed by me now, and you've got a new heavy metal Radio Shack. It's going to be a real hit. So then he goes deeper and deeper with his scalpel.
Because you're a celebrity, they let you watch that. Because normally,
I think so.
Did you have to scrub up?
Didn't scrub up or anything.
What?
I had my willy out. I was going, cut him deeper. Cut him deeper. Cut an orifice for Daddy. Oh, no! I apologise to Jesus. The same planet that Jesus lived on's just had that said on it. Why? Why has it happened? Cut a bit deeper, going deeper for his skin. Then you see the skin of the cyst. The cyst is like a little stomach. It's got its own, skin, like a little Durex or something. Then he punctures that, and this white phosphorant marshmallow cloud of matter oozed out like toothpaste oozing from a tube, like about half a golf ball's worth of stuff. Then then the cyst sac remains all empty, still tethered to the muscle, and he snips into it with some forceps and then cuts it loose, and then he has to sort of stitch it all up. Unbelievable thing to watch.
Oh God, it's really affected you. That was like a poem.
It was pretty powerful stuff. Then I chatted up the surgeon's niece.
Oh, I knew that would happen.
Well, she called Fabienne. Oh,
you should have eaten it. Oh, fried it and eaten it.
I wanted to keep it, but it was pus, so I thought it might not be nice. But it looked all phosphor. It was glowed. It was like mother of pearl.
Was he unconscious?
No, Nick was self-conscious because he had this bloke salivating. Oh, look at that! Oh, looks like a mini egg. Oh, give us a cuddle. Yeah, that's what I was doing this morning. Then we went to watch Chelsea v Man United. I felt guilty being at Stamford Bridge. I didn't feel sort of right there, but I also felt like I was infiltrating enemy lines. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what? I saw Joe Cole's bird. Right, you know, and she's fit, Carly or something. She's called. Right.
No, she's Sid Owen's bird. Have you seen her?
What was this from your BAFTAs? Oh, Hollywood Matt Morgan live from the BAFTAs. Hey, have you seen Sid Owen's bird? Hey, have you seen Nana Moon's tit? Matt Morgan live from Hollywood. Here, I put my hand underneath Benny's hand, tickled him on the scalp. Live from Hollywood. It's Matt Morgan.
Shut up, you'd have gone if you'd won it.
I would have gone if I'd won it.
Well then.
And then I'd have made you...
John Hurt was there.
No, we thought the funny thing about John Hurt. What was that thing? It was that John Hurt playing the Elephant Man.
John Hurt, no, he was all right.
Who played the Elephant Man? John Hurt. No, he was all right. It was just acting. It was all makeup or something. It was quite good at the time. Smile about it now. Hold on, I was on about something.
Joe Cole's bird.
Carly, right, I see her bowling down the street, bold as brass, tight red pants, right? I see her from behind, she looked nice.
What? Tight red pants?
Yeah, so I strolled up to her.
Oh, you mean trousers?
Oh, God, I've been away too long. Oh, yeah. $60 bucks. Make mine a Cadillac. Yeah, I walked up behind her. She was fit as a fiddle. I goes, all right. And she sort of went, come on, you've got to expect people to talk to you. You look at you, you're beautiful, etc., etc. She goes, oh, yeah, you want people to talk to you as well now? I goes, yeah, you're a lovely little sort. She goes, me and Joe came to your show. And I thought, oh, this is some bird I've already... Because Joe must be a mate or something.
Pig. I've already had that. Me and Joe came to your show. I've probably done him and all.
Probably done that. No, sorry, love, I wasted my breath. See you later. Here, have a peppermint. Here, you might want to look at that leaflet. It's a support group you can go to. Ta-da. Right, and then then she goes, me and Joe. I goes, Joe. And she went, Joe Cole. Joe Cole, because Joe Cole came to one of my shows once. I chatted to her for a little bit, and then I had to, you know, when you've tried to chat someone up and you have to sort of manoeuvre it to make like you weren't chatting them up. You must have to do that. Everyone has to do that.
Maybe, yeah.
You're chatting someone up a bit, and then they go, oh, my boyfriend, or whatever it is, or Joe Cole, or whatever it is, and you have to go, oh, I like Joe Cole. I've long admired the skills of Joe Cole. Yeah. Then we went to football. It was nice. Then I went to go West Ham. I had such a migraine, though. I don't want to go on about it, but I did get a terrible migraine. Then I met Paolo Di Canio. It was ever so nice.
I feel like your therapist. I'm just nodding. Yeah, okay.
Are you listening to this? Okay, your hour's up. It's been lovely.
Then I had an ice cream, then I went to the toilet.
Now I thought about my mummy's tummy. Okay, all right, look, I've got lots of... Anyway...
Why is it so hot in here? Is this you?
Let's take off all our gear. I am getting so hot, I'm going to get an erection. Look, I've drunk a lot of caffeine, I've had a migraine. You know, after migraine, sometimes I go a bit unusual.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yes.
Well, I'm having that happen now.
Okay.
I'll take my scarf off, my West Ham scarf. That's no good now, is it? 88291, if you want to text us, email russell.brand@bbc.co.uk. Later on, we could talk to someone to analyse Matt's doodles, not his whoopsies, which will be equally interesting. As we all know, he's a terrible coprophiliac. But, in fact, his drawings that he's incessantly doing. Look, have a pen, do some doodles, Matthew.
Give me a pen.
All right. Who am I? W.H. Smith. Other newsagents are available. Yeah.
Name another one.
Saxons, but that was only in Grays and that shut down. But I liked it there, red and white, like a Marlborough.
John Menzies.
John Menzies.
Oh, do you remember?
It was exciting, John Menzies, for a while.
What?
Because I had toys. I used to think, I'll go down John Menzies. I'll sit down John Menzies, mate. It was all right, wasn't it? Hey, our G's give you a pen.
Well,
you can do something. We can talk to a doodle expert later. Also, we can talk to, what's his face? Can't we? Mackenzie Crook later.
Yeah.
If we want to, he can come on the phone. He's getting done, isn't he? Because, like, rail workers have protested about that film he did.
Suicide thing.
Because it's, making light of suicide or whatever. It's not, though, Mackenzie Crook said, and I'm sure he'll defend that when he comes on the show. Let's hope we don't forget and then just leave it hanging in the air that the film makes light of suicide. It doesn't do that. Okay, so what should we do? Listen to the record, then get Gallagher in here.
Yeah.
He's sat out there in the holding bay. I bet he's had trouble with customs in his time, hasn't he?
Yeah, I remember he told us a story once about
the
that.
English custom of eating with a knife and fork, for example. I've seen him ploughing through a shepherd's pie with his elbow. Okay, what are we going to listen to, Matthew?
The Cure?
Close to me. Why does it sound like...
You can tell you like Morrison.
I come 6 times in an hour. Close to me, wiggling up my leg, is The Cure. You're listening to the Russell Brand Show live on BBC Radio 2. We are in London. Say you wanted to come down here and look at us. You actually could, you sexy devils. So, Noel's in here now, right, Noel?
Hello?
Look at you fiddling with your headphones like you've never seen such a thing before.
Yeah, there we go.
I thought you was meant to be a proper musician. You should have seen them before.
Oh, well, we call them cans.
Cans, we call them in the trade. Yeah. Cans, when you're in America, that means a bottom or something. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, that's funny, like, because we all enjoyed watching Matt at the BAFTAs, didn't we?
Oh, because I said, you know, like when... You know, like when you're in a pub and there's usually a hairy, sweaty guy with a suit on with a dicky bow?
Yeah.
I was just go... He's the stripper for the girls in the background. I said, yeah, but Matt looked like a stripper. Did anybody say to you on the way in?
Oh, hello. Judy Dench's laps in.
You here for Brucey?
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, so...
did you have a good night anyway?
Yeah, it was good, actually. When they played that Brucey thing, that big long thing, I thought, oh, it's a shame he's died.
You idiot!
And he was there. I know. You know, when you just...
Brucey!
Normally, when you watch something like that, it's because they died.
Dead. You thought we brought him back to life with sheer sentimentality. He's risen from the grave.
What would you... Because you were saying that you were quite nervous about making a speech if you won, but what would you have done if you had won?
Yeah.
I don't know. We did discuss going up there and going, this isn't about us, it's about Russell. He's got a book out and a film out and, you know, just making a joke about it.
And he's making one now with Adam Sandler, which is
he can't be bothered to be here.
Stories.
But I don't know, I'd have just stumbled. And
I wish you had to do this. Well, we're getting nominated. We've nominated for another award, Sony Entertainment Best Radio Show, I think. So,
you're welcome, by the way.
No, without you, Noel.
Well, I know.
You look like Indiana Jones at a dinner party. What's you in your brown leather jacket and your brown trainers?
This is just, just threw it on before I come out.
You look very handsome. Is Sarah away?
No, she's in the bath, actually.
Is she, listening to us?
Oh, yeah, in the bath.
Oh, bloody hell. Oh, crikey. Oh, rubber ducky. Don't mind. Splish, splash. Let's play that.
No, she's at home.
She's at home. Oh, God bless her. Right, we've got some questions for Noel Gallagher here. It's from someone called Linnea. That's a good name. What does Noel think of Phil Collins' retirement from music? Predictable answer, I guess, but it might distract him from killing you, says Linnea. What do you think?
It's long overdue.
Long overdue.
Long overdue. I mean,
I from music, though? Do you actually make an official...
I don't know.
Because he hasn't done anything for
What are you trying to do? Give him a hint, Matthew?
Yeah.
I think it's time for an announcement. Before we have to endure any more.
I can't say it's just live on the radio, but he's not a favourite of mine.
No.
Poor old sod. Guess what I heard the other day? That Roald Dahl is an anti-Semite and the twits was all about Jews. And it was an attack on Jewish people.
That's not true.
It's true that I heard it.
Yeah, so you're in court.
So that the twits was actually just an anti-Semitic...
It's true that I heard it.
It's true that I heard that.
And where did you hear it then?
You know, sometimes when you're going to sleep, there's a film in your brain, and you're writing it, and you're just out of the film.
You've heard that in America, haven't you?
I might have done. I can't remember. Hey, the twits, that's actually anti-Semitic.
That's not true.
Well, look it up on Google or something. I bet it is.
What does Semitic mean? What does it mean?
Semites.
Yeah, but what? Well, I know.
Come on, mate.
Well, what does that mean, though?
What does anything mean?
Where does the word derive from? What is it?
I've thought about that before. I don't know.
Nephew? Why don't you do one of your little doodles and stop fiddling with your headphone cable, you little Nancy boy. Right, come on, let's read out some more of these emails. Please, could you send russell.brand@bbc.co.uk?
You can't leave that hanging out.
Well, we don't know. Obviously, I liked Roald Dahl. He was nice, I thought.
I still like him.
You said you saw him in a shed and there's leaves in it.
That wasn't Roald Dahl. That's a very painful memory.
You said your uncle...
He wrote in a shed with a bit of wood on his lap and there was leaves on the floor.
Right, was that normal?
Well,
writing in a shed with leaves on the floor.
And a big swastika flag.
Looking nobly into the sunset. Hey? I don't know. Well, let's find out. If he's an anti-Semite, no, he can't have been. Not Roald. I liked him. Did you?
Yeah, I like some of his stuff. Yeah.
Good, wasn't he? Revolting Rhymes, BFG, Mein Kampf.
BFG
lovely stuff.
Big friendly giant, isn't it?
Yeah, he was a big friendly giant. Oh, I never thought you say that.
He said BFG.
Roald Dahl, anti-Semitic remarks. In the summer of 1983, he wrote a book review for the Literary Review of God Cried by Newsweek writer Tony Clifton, a picture book about the invasion of Lebanon by Israel. Dahl's review stated that the Israeli-ordered invasion of Lebanon in June 82 was when we all started hating Israel, and that the book would make readers violently anti-Israel. He then went on to say, people of Israel are, inverted commas, twits. No, he didn't say that.
That's about Israel, meaning the government, not
yeah, it's talking about Israel government. That's not the Jewish people. That's like, and that's a whole different thing, I think. Well, when was he goes, in 1983, he goes, there's a trait in the Jewish character that does provoke animosity. Oh, that's getting a bit anti-Semitic now. I mean, there's always a reason why anti-anything crops up. Even a stinker like Hitler didn't just pick on him for no reason.
A stinker.
Uh-oh. Stinker. When I think Hitler, I think, bit of a stinker. Yeah. Oh, you what? 6 million debt? Oh, you stinker. Oh, you bloody stinker.
That's what Churchill would have said, wouldn't it? The stinker.
Oh, this we must rid our planet of this stinker. Not only is a stinker, but a right bumhole. And dare I say it, a twit.
Smelly Nazis.
Well, yeah, well, it seems then, if those remarks are true, that dear old Roald Dahl, bless his heart, was an anti-Semite.
That was a long time
He's
ago.
wrong. Yeah, well, you know, that's still bad to do things bad a long time.
Anti-Semite.
Right, so we're going to play a record now.
What do you work for at the moment?
I work for a lovely little mouse in Buckley Bed of Blues. Look, mate, I can appear... look, we don't know what... let's not... Don't look...
Walt.
Don't go Walt Disney, mate.
Why don't you say Walt?
Leave Walt Disney alone, he's all right. Don't mug him off, mate. He done a nice mess, didn't he? I like the mess. Come on, leave him alone.
He's a bad man, though, wasn't he?
I don't know what he'd done. I liked his drawings. He was fine. Hi-ho! Hi-ho!
Did you ever see that documentary on Mickey Mouse? How it came to be like one of the most famous cartoon characters in the world, and now it's become a euphemism for things that are not very good.
Oh,
really?
You know, like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse watch.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Well, there was a documentary on how Mickey Mouse has gone from being like as famous as Coca-Cola, blah blah blah, to being a euphemism for you know,
tosh.
Yeah.
Rhubarb. Well, listen, don't start coating off Mickey Mouse, mate.
You just brought Roald Dahl up for no reason. That just came out of nowhere.
No reason! Hitler, what a laugh he was. You could say he was a stinker if you want, but I liked his parties. How about that? That guy could sure throw a bash. No one can tell me the Nazis didn't dress well. See? Anyway, like Walt Disney, mate, all he done is draw some drawings. He's right as rain, he's good as gold. He's one hero, no Roald, wasn't he? So, alright, look, we're obviously not out of our depth, we can handle anything, but yeah, obviously them anti-Semitic remarks are quite wrong, but I suppose this is a difficult position for us. Like, does the quality of someone's art or their contribution artistically mean that we can forgive them certain moral transgressions? Like Noel Gallagher, for example, hates children.
Don't hate children.
But a lot of us enjoy definitely maybe.
I love my children, I just hate everybody else's.
See, there he goes. He's a lovable misanthrope.
My pets, every pet I've ever had, I love, but I don't like anybody else.
Do you like your pets?
I haven't got any at the minute, but, you know...
Why is that?
Pets, why? Because...
Baby in the house.
Smelly little things, isn't it?
Dirty. Well, like Hitler. Smelly little thing.
Yes, my pet Nazi is at home.
Oh, could I go outside, please, Mr. Noel? Not really, it's not safe for you yet, mate. You know, a lot of people have got long memories. Hello, Russell, Matt and G says, Beef Face. Russell, I heard that the Disney Corporation made a load of school children take down their drawings of Mickey Mouse because all the Disney characters are copyright. That's a fact. And you are now working for the man. I hope you're planning to subvert Disney from within and create new surreal cartoon characters like Dolphin Dinkle and Flash and Moomin. That's Beef Face's views. I don't know if I'm going to overthrow the government one day, so can you wait patiently till then? Until then, just give us a bit of a break, eh? I'm trying my hardest. This is the Russell Brand Show, russell.brand@bbc.co.uk if you want to send us an email. Here's a text message from Jem. Matt, or unless it's Gem, might be that bloke at your bed. Matt Morgan, you have a dedicated fan base in Cardiff. Wondered if you want to have your own rock show special on Express Student Radio. Hello, I told you the offers were coming flooding in. Now I'm your manager.
Did you get it?
Let's aim a little higher than that.
Did you get your own rock show?
There's talks. We're in talks.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in talks because I'm his manager, and let me tell you, no, it don't look good. There's a lot of ill feeling.
Last time we spoke about it, didn't it?
Well, come.
Some rock music, do you want to hear it?
All right, mate, do you want to hear some record I've done? I don't even speak like that. Listen to my voice.
Go on, do some of your doodle bugs. You ain't even done a doodle.
You can't doodle when you're thinking about it. Doodles are like, you know, they just leak out of your brain.
Okay,
Can't
mate.
be under pressure.
All right, don't want me to be under
draw
pressure.
you two now.
You know I love you very much. Now, okay, what sort of other stuff? Should we play a record? I've got loads of things to tell you about. Here, did you see me and Jonathan Ross? No, funny, was I?
Well, I thought so until I seen you were telling that story about how great your acting was by saying, yeah, you know that bit where I've got coil in my leg? Well, I really, until the fact that I'd seen that in another interview.
Oh, sorry for saying something twice.
Well, you're not really off the cuff, are you?
Missed that 3 chords for 50 years.
I'm just saying I was a bit like... No, I've heard that somewhere before, actually. I heard that on Sky News.
Yeah, but I'm allowed to say, like, I mean, I think it's incredible the amount of new material I come out with, isn't it, man?
Professional comedian.
Yes, it's incredible.
You're a professional comedian.
I work so hard.
You're funny. You ain't reading me a bleeding word for about... When was the last time you churned out a bit of writing? Treatments for films that we ain't getting made because you're too lazy to get your arse over Hollywood, where I'm banned from.
How little is Ronnie Colbert? How small is Ronnie Colbert?
He's a lovely little fella, isn't he? Russell, I think we're supposed to be concentrating. It's very difficult. Russell, don't touch me.
And what's the other guy, Kutcher? I mean, you're not going to slag him off because you need an in American.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, he was a bit charmless, wasn't he?
Was he? I didn't watch his interview because I had to keep going to the lather. You know me.
Yeah, I do.
I can't sit in that room all that time because my arse and headache. I popped out to go to the bog. No. But yeah, he seemed alright. And like Ronnie Corbett, who Nick Lennon, our hunchback manager, keeps calling him Robbie Cornett. Robbie Cornett's in there. Robbie Cornett. Not deliberately either. He thinks that's who he is. Robbie Cornett. I quite like Robbie Cornett as an entertainer. This is from Dan from Royal Holloway, University of London. Russell, can you please, you and your very high... What? Can you please use your high libido and sexual prowess to sleep with all Man United wags prior to next weekend's clash between United and the Hammers? I feel this will severely affect the mentality of players and allow Iron's victory in a Chelsea Premier League title. I don't think any of us need that to be happening. Can you sing I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles on air again? No, that's not happening.
Oh, I heard that.
Wasn't that nasty? No one needed that.
You forced to anyway, didn't
ho just now, without being...
Yeah, because I didn't have Morrissey there.
You crumbled, because he just said, what did he say? And he said, Russell, you will do it.
Yeah.
And you did.
Well, what'd you do? I mean, who'd you admire? There must be someone. Neil Young you liked, didn't you? So, if he started...
I just laugh in his face and say, anyway, change the subject.
Yeah, but it's Morrissey, he's sensitive, you can't muck him about, you got to, you don't want to upset him, do you? He's nice.
Why?
I love him. What can you do?
Oh, you're really sincere.
Yeah, I do. Because
he's got a lot of him. He's got I love him.
I'm allowed to have a sincere emotion once or twice a week, can I? Yeah. Damn it!
How many gigs did he come to in the end?
One.
He come 2. I think. He came to 2 and he was going to come at 3.
He came to 2, I think, which means he was definitely at 1.
He was definitely at 2. He was going to come again with Chrissy Hind as well. Like Chrissy Hind. Do you remember when Chrissy Hind come on our radio show, Matt?
Ooh, I see.
Ooh, tricky. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear
that. Oh, it was berserk. Because there was a bad atmosphere and I, to make the atmosphere better, right, went, I had it off with your daughter. And she went, no, and I sort of thought, oh no, that's going to sound bad because because you know how like...
she's hardcore, man.
Because women have the menopause at the same time that their daughters begin to sexually flourish, right? So I thought, that's nature's cruelest trick.
True.
Yes, it is. Think about it. A woman's going through menopause, their daughters are sexually flourishing.
That's true.
That's what the whole Electra complex is about. Guy, don't you know nothing about psychology? What's wrong with you today? Why you're not listening to my unusual feelings?
That's not true, though.
Send us information about anti-Semite Roald Dahl. Send us information about Electra complex. Yeah,
no.
He don't know. What are you asking him for? You see him at the BAFTAs.
Had a baby at 20.
Sweating.
Right? So, when she's 36 and the girl's 16, she's coming into section with...
Right, do your BAFTA speech now! Right, and the winner...
Russell doesn't deserve this, I'm sorry. It should never have happened. Sid Owen's girlfriend, call me.
Good lad, that's the spirit. Now, let's hope we win a nice Sony award, and then you can go up there and collect it on your own.
No,
I'll sit in the chair. No way, mate.
Why
I'm
not?
a big shot. I'm a real big...
We're not going to win
just
now,
saying,
you idiot.
I'm around. That's what I'm saying.
You're going to come?
I'm around, I'm in London.
I'll go up there.
I'll go.
Yeah, you come.
We'll dress up as you and we'll go up there.
Dress up as me. That'll be nice. Little tribute. It's about time I've got some respect off a few squares. Right, now I think it's time, actually, for some newsy poos in a little while. And here's a few headlines. Walt Disney. What a guy! Roald Dahl. You bastard!
You stinker!
You rotter! Hitler was a real rascal. So, no, come on, let's be serious about life. Hold on. Oh, guess what I'd done the other day? I was out wandering around. After I went to the embassy, I had a bit of time in my hands. Went to a place called the Wolseley, had a bit of breakfast there, then bowled off down towards Pall Mall. There was like some sort of change in the guard thing going on.
Queen's birthday.
Oh, is that what it was? There's loads of pageantry everywhere.
It's one of her birthdays anyway.
How many? That's not on, is it, really?
Well, she has a birthday for the day she was born and the one for the day she was made queen, isn't it?
That's not right.
Really?
Let's have some more birthdays. Let's have one now. It's our special birthday show. Send us your congratulations and text. The show is a certain number of time old.
Are you wandering about, honestly, on your own?
With Nick, me and Nick Linnan was bowling about. We went down to see this change in the guard thing. There was a policewoman on horseback, right?
I flirted with her.
Wait. Actually, yes, that did happen. But first, this. The horse had a great big mad erection, and the policeman was just sat there, oblivious to it. So she was sat there on horseback, and the horse had proper good hard on. I mean, I don't want to sound like a pervert or nothing. I don't want to get all Mr. Hands, but it had a real proper erection on it. And Nick see it and goes, "Here, look at that, sweet, look at that." And I goes, "I'll get a photo of that." I goes, "That could be a postcard. That's brilliant." That is. And he took a photo of it and that, and then we started getting into it a bit more. So I went over. I goes, "I'll stand by it." I goes, "Can I have my photo done?" And she went, "Oh, hello." And it's really good because the whole policewoman thing dropped. "Hello, my sister loves you. Oh, come on here, let's get our photo done." I goes, "Your horse is disgracing himself down." Well, who can blame him with me on his back, eh? And it all got kicked. I goes, "I like your leggings." It got
She
proper
said that?
saucy. Yeah, she was called Jess. I goes, "What's your name?" And she went, "Jess." Like, all the policeman thing went out the window. I like that. It wasn't like that in the old days when I was always getting my collar felt. Nice to be able to, you know, chat to him like a normal woman, isn't it?
That's the way it goes, isn't it?
When was the last time you got nicked, Noel?
1989.
That's ages ago. You little
slippery customer.
yeah, slipping about.
Yeah.
Do you have problems at customs as a result?
I get secondary immigration every time.
What, that little special room that I had to go to?
Yeah. I done the same as you. Kind of didn't forgot to mention it on the way in once, and then somebody wrote a book about
Oasis, your band.
and mentioned it, and the next thing was, "Could you just come this way, please?"
It's a drag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, well, that's a bit of news, because that was news to us, but do you know there are other things happening? Yeah! Well, you're right, Matt Cough, we deserve that award, don't we? So, but here's some actual news. This is BBC Radio 2, online on digital on 88 and 91 FM. We'll be more about it next hour or so. This is Bagpuss music, you mug!
I made a mistake.
Matt put this on because he liked it. Don't sit at home.
I like it.
Well, no, I mean, to his credit, he just said,
I've made a mistake. He owned up to it. I mean, it's
made a
good. It's a good
bungle
track, mate. But it's like what it is. This is when you're sat home in one of your little come down holes listening to this. I'll play on the radio. Just shivering, all guilty. Of course, it's built up well. It really speaks to me.
It doesn't really bode well for your own radio career, like having your own radio show. If you kind of
imagine if I wasn't here to reining in.
But there's people enjoying this, and we're chatting all over it.
Well, of course, there's people enjoying it. It's a good bit of music, but bloody hell, put Billy Idol on.
What?
Yeah, because people would enjoy that, wouldn't they?
You've got no taste.
Oh yeah, would a man with no taste do this? I don't think so. And then would he not sing that at a wedding? All right, go on then. What do you want to put on? Scar tissue. Go on then, if it makes you happy. Listen to Russell Brand on BBC Radio 2. There was the news, but just then that was something else. What was that, Matthew?
That was Bertie Ench.
Good old Bertie Ench, just then. Oh, look, what about that Moany thing, Billy Idol? That's good.
Why do you want Billy Idol? It's not
I saw him on the aeroplane. I forgot.
Is that why?
Yeah, I saw him on the aeroplane. I didn't talk to him.
It wasn't even him.
Talking to his daughter.
Someone else.
I was talking. It was Billy Idol.
I had a sing-song on the last Oasis tour. We ended up in a festival, and he was there, and in the hotel bar, he got on the piano and was singing "Let It Be."
Really?
Really?
Crazy days. Crazy days.
We're all right.
Yeah,
And I looked at him and I went, Billy, that's your first number one.
I looked at him and said, "If only you would let it be, Billy. Come on."
Come on, Billy. That'll do. That's enough of that. Look, come on, why can't we listen to something else?
Well, let's put Scar Tissue on. That's
Yeah,
a nice
right.
song.
Put Scar Tissue on. It's nice. Cheer us all up.
Talk all over it, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I found that one of the drawbacks of this radio show, there's these 3-minute periods where we don't get to talk about me and my feelings.
Where we just slump.
Stop taking so many drugs then. That's Red Hot Chili Peppers, Scar Tissue.
I was uplifting, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pumped, man. I could go out there and kick some right in the arse after that. Hold on, I was on about something. Matthew, you alright?
Yes.
Good, So, Semitic refers to the Semitic languages, Hebrew, Arabic, and also to the Semitic peoples, those who speak in such tongues. It just means them languages.
All right,
I've got
Happy
a
now?
Hebrew name. Matthew. It's Hebrew.
Why do you always say that every week? You say that more often than I said I like birds. But it's like you every week. Matthew, me's gift from the gods.
Cozying up to the Semites.
Stop cozying up to them. They don't like you. They will never accept you as one of their own. It was never going to happen.
Brand means fire in German.
Gutted, everyone.
German fire, look at you.
Yeah, I am a German fire. Such as you might find in a Nazi's fireplace, which would be an evil hearth. You have an evil hearth and your chestnuts are evil and your horse brasses are worse. OK, we've got Noel Gallagher here. I believe he plays records or something. There's Matt Morgan, Mr. G, the poet laureate, is even now making up all nice poetry. Thank you for your emails and contributions. Don't know why we ain't read any. We ain't seen each other for ages. None of us are all chattering on, but I'm sure it's a tremendous laugh anyway for all of you listening. Perhaps you're in a car, perhaps you're on a boat. I don't know how you live. It must be tremendous. So on the phone, right? We've got Mackenzie Crook out of he's a film star now, isn't he? Like we all know he is. You're right, Mackenzie.
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Thanks for letting us ring you, mate. Thanks. I'll just interview you in a professional way if you would like. Is that okay?
Or unprofessional, I don't mind, either way.
I remember when I used to see you I used to do we used to be at stand-up gigs, same sort of time. You weren't even, you might have been on the telly doing Mr. Baxter, but you weren't famous or anything, were you?
Oh, no, the good old days, yeah.
Bagshaw. Baxter was who it was based on, I reckon, out of Grange Hill. Was he called, was it?
That was based on a teacher that used to teach me at school whose name I can't mention.
Oh, for legal reasons. If that was either me or Matthew's teachers, we'd mention it. Well, Matthew wouldn't. Don't, mate. There's a lot of things go down in my school. Matt's still scared of his school prefects. He thinks they can still get him. Don't, mate, 'cause I'll have to face the wall for 10 minutes or something. Okay, Mackenzie, what's going on with the tube union and all that? Is that all right? Can you talk about that?
Man, they're all up in arms without having seen the movie. To be perfectly honest with you, they think it's a distasteful thing to make a movie about, which I would normally agree with. But we haven't made a distasteful movie.
You wouldn't be able to make Schindler's List or Life is Beautiful or any films really.
Or Escape to Victory.
On touchy subjects, quite.
Noel's piped up with Escape to Victory, which is his contribution to that,
Good,
which is Noel's favourite film.
Well, it's a touchy subject, isn't it? You know, football and the Second World War.
Noel thinks that's a documentary.
Documentary.
Yeah, you know, Rocky used to be football, that's how he's developed his cat-like instincts in the ring. So they've not seen the film, but really it's a good film, isn't it? That Gemma Arterton's in it, isn't she?
Yeah, you've acted alongside her as well, I believe.
Yeah, I fell in love with her a little bit because she's so beautiful.
She is beautiful, yeah. She's in it and she's marvellous, and yeah, it's a good film.
Who else is in it?
Imelda Staunton, Colin Meaney.
She's brilliant, Imelda.
Anthony Sher.
Yeah, Anthony Sher, proper actors.
Yeah, so, you know, it's not, it's a good cast list, so that they wouldn't agree to do a film that was distasteful, surely.
Of course they wouldn't, Mackenzie. Their inclusion is a stamp of approval.
Yeah, even if mine isn't.
You could be swayed, I think, by bright lights and glitz. You could be distracted like a cat chasing a torchlight.
Exactly, I'm a bit naive, but those people aren't.
They're not naive. They won't be hoodwinked into doing things like that. How's your happy, blissful family life?
It's happy and blissful, thank you very much, yeah. Yeah, everyone's asleep upstairs. That's why perhaps I'm being a little bit quiet. But
No, not at all. Have you got more than one child now?
I've got two now, yeah. I've got a daughter and a son.
Oh, see, people are out there living lives with daughters and sons, and sons and daughters.
Same dynamic as I've got.
You've got that dynamic, Noel.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel envious of it, that dynamic sometimes.
You should do.
I do feel envious. I'm very lonely.
You should do. What, are you?
Well, not really, I'm alright, I'm having that time in life.
You?
Oh yeah, sorry, Mackenzie.
You're living the dream.
I am living a dream. A grim, hideous dream. Go on then, right, let's ask you some questions. You worked with Al Pacino, when?
Yeah, I was in a movie of The Merchant of Venice a few years back.
Yeah, you were in that.
Scenes with Alistair, as I like to call him.
Do you call him that, really?
I call him Mr. Pacino.
Do you like say you'll meet, like, you have to meet your heroes and that now, being a film star? Do you sometimes get a bit carried away and not treat them normally and be sycophantic?
I try and be professional at all times, but inside my head there's a little voice screaming, "That's Al Pacino you're talking to."
Yeah, I can't silence that voice.
Can you not?
I let it come out of my mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
Gallagher's reacting. What are you saying?
I'm just saying he sounds like he could be professional. You're probably not.
I can't be professional. Mackenzie obviously can be. That's why his career's flourishing. But like, what happens with me? Like, I met Paolo Di Canio today at West Ham.
Oh, what's he been in?
He's been in a bit of a jam for pushing over a referee when he was at Sheffield Wednesday. But like, I met him, and like, he was, because he's all Italian and everything, he was being all really passionate about, like, you know, the club and the way that people should play. And it was really funny because he was referring to West Ham as you. He going, "You are a great club," saying to me like you. You are a great club. You are great people. You are a great team. And I was thinking, you played for West Ham for 5 years, sure, like, you know. And I thought I really liked the way he was doing that. And he's been so passionate and everything that I thought I'm going to say so passionate now. Do you know what I mean? I got swept up. Yeah, it was a mistake because I'm always doing this to footballers. Well, no, I've only ever done it to Mark Noble at West Ham before, but I did the same sort of thing. I went, like, just as he was going, because he'd been quite passionate. He'd done quite a few.
You ask him whether he ever kissed a man.
Didn't try and queer him up. I just got a bit passionate. Like, I went to him, like, he shook my hand a couple of times, and then on the last show, I went, I want to take this opportunity to thank you everything you go for this club. Like, because that was the voice in my head, Mackenzie. I let it come out of my mouth instead of.
No, yeah, I'm able to suppress that voice somehow, but I do get excited.
Because you mustn't go to an Al Pacino. Sin of a woman was a bloody inspiration. You were blind. Yeah, it's gonna annoy people, isn't it? Oh, Mackenzie. Oh, Mackenzie Crook. Remember when he was on 11 o'clock show?
Yeah. Those were the days as well.
Was it was it all right being on 11 o'clock show?
No, it was a little bit, I don't know, it was all right at first, but then I was sort of demoted to class clown, and I just had to dress up in costumes and do the funny sketches. On the first few episodes, I was behind the desk with Ian and Daisy Donovan.
I liked it when you were behind the desk.
Yeah, it felt good to be behind the desk, but then, 3 episodes into the series, I was suddenly just in a spacesuit or in an ABBA costume or something.
That's not very nice. That must have been.
The second series came around and they forgot to ask me back.
But then your career flourished. You went on to become beloved Gareth out of office.
So I had the last laugh.
In a way, yes.
Sort of.
Class clown. Don't you get asked a lot if you're a class clown in interviews? People go, Mackenzie, you're a comedian. Were you a class clown?
Yeah, but I went to school after the class clown was abolished. We didn't have class clowns.
Yeah, that was a breakthrough piece of legislation. We had corporal punishment, that's going. Class clownism. Thinking about it, this having the class clown is slowing down the teaching process. Once he's been nominated, he's almost obliged to do some clowning. Otherwise, his costume looks preposterous. Yeah, it's stupid to even have a class clown. Mackenzie, I reckon... Should we go and see Mackenzie's film? I'll go and see it. I like English films like that. Is it romantic?
Yeah, it is a bit of romance between me and Miss Arterton, in fact.
Did you know how you're all happy and everything with your wife and your children? Do you not a little bit want to have it off with Gemma Arterton, or did you not feel those feelings?
They're in bed, Mackenzie. You
put me on the spot.
It's all right, they're all asleep upstairs, you can tell us.
Tell us.
I've got to pretend to fall in love with her and do rude things with her, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? I suppose you can get it out of your system.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got those memories logged in my memory bank there.
No one could take them out of the old memory bank.
Getting it into her system is what you're talking about, isn't it?
No. Before you came on the line, Mackenzie, we said, right, Noel, please don't say anything to embarrass her. Because you know Jonah Hill out of Superbad, Mackenzie?
Yeah.
He came on our radio show when I was in Los Angeles.
Like that.
Right, well, listen, don't blame me because I didn't give someone a formal invitation. Who are you? You're
the host of the show.
Oh, right, yeah. You're the host of the show. Listen to this, Mackenzie.
Not say that like a cartoon horse. You're the host of the show.
He sounds like Mr. Ed piping up in his stable, right? He goes, right, I've got Jonah Hill on. I goes, this is Jonah Hill, all right, Noel. And Jonah was already in there. He went, so... Right, and stuff like that.
I didn't say that.
You did, you went, so, and then he went, and I goes, and he went, hey, Noel, I'm a huge fan of yours. And he goes, yeah, you're huge, all right. Well, that's not...
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
No, that fat lad.
Yeah, you're that fat lad. And he goes...
No, you said he's out of whatever film.
Superbad. Stop being rude about everyone.
You're the big... That's all right, I might have said fat lad.
Why you say that? So, we thought, was he, you know what I mean? He could pipe up... If you know him well, it's tolerable, this sort of behaviour.
You can't handle it. Don't phone me.
He's not funny. He's been on the radio. I'm sorry about this, Mackenzie. I'm sorry you had to hear all this.
Yeah.
Do you know Noel Gallagher, Mackenzie?
We've never met. I've never had that pleasure.
Well, frankly, I wouldn't bother. He's a very obnoxious man. Very rude.
No, I'm not.
No, you're lovely, actually.
I'm a lovely man.
That's why I felt very let down by you.
I like Mackenzie Crook, by the way. I love his work in the office.
Yeah, we're all very proud of you, actually, Mackenzie. Damn it, you're a bloody good actor! You've given us so much and we can't return it.
There's that voice again, mate. You've got to suppress it.
Yes, that was a suppressor, wasn't it? I realise that now. When it starts to cry inside my mind, don't say it out loud. That can be a rule of thumb from now on. All right, mate, well, what's it called? Free and Out?
Free and Out, yeah.
We'll go and see Free and Out. Oh, but hold on. Don't want it to be more popular than the film I'm in? Because that's
of course, you're on the side of buses as well at the time.
Yeah, we're on the side of buses instead of being under the train tracks. Hey, no, come on! sorry.
Stir up that controversy.
Sorry, I don't want to stir up controversy. It's obviously, like, it's not Mackenzie's fault. I don't think Mackenzie Crook's message is kill yourself under a tube. I don't know.
It never has been, no.
It never has. Although, in The Office, I did sometimes, if you play The Office backwards, a lot of your lines are, go down to Aldwych Station, fling it, which would be a good place to do it, because it's been closed for years. Yeah, we'll have a real laugh down there. All right, mate, well, thank you very much. We'll leave you to your domestic bliss while me and Matt go and prowl London streets like red-eyed vampire men, licking pavements in the vain hope there might be some discharge. Nice talking to you, Mackenzie.
Excellent, cheers.
Take it easy, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'll see you. Nice. Well done, Noel. You managed to wind your neck in, not insult him. It's good, isn't it? Breakthrough.
I wouldn't insult him, I like him.
Yeah, well...
I didn't insult the other lad anyway.
Oh, no.
No, I didn't.
All fat people like being referred to as fat lads.
Get on the treadmill. Get on the treadmill, if you can't handle it.
There you go, Noel Gallagher there. If you want to text us...
I got a shrug of recognition there from Matt. You didn't hear that on the radio.
Did you do a shrug?
That's part of his... You know,
yeah, no, but it's
business.
like, yeah, but I think that don't you have to, like, I don't think it's bad to take the mickey out of people once you've established intimacy.
It was worth it just to listen to you squirm and your new little Hollywood pals over there who's probably got, and you were going, oh no.
I wasn't doing that out of Hollywood. I was doing that because I didn't want someone's feelings to be hurt.
Because
I'm a nice man.
You thought I might have blown it for you.
You were like, yeah, this is that steptoe's son.
It's Jonah Hill who made a call to the embassy.
Please.
You know.
Oh, you can't let me make it in Hollywood, can you? Oh, I'll stay here, I suppose, shall I? Russell, don't go to Hollywood, Russell. Stay here and do your radio show. Right, okay, should we stick a record on? Come put one of mine on. What, like?
Billy Idol. You got 3 Billy Idol songs in there. It's sickening.
Billy Idol.
Did you talk to him on the plane? What did he say?
No, I spoke to his daughter.
Did he say, wow?
He was real crazy. He was up for something. I don't know. No, he was just sat quietly with his daughter.
What does he look like now?
Like, quite handsome, surprisingly young, and, like, he was sat next to his daughter. I chatted to his daughter for a little while, but then...
How old's his daughter?
18.
Sure it was his daughter?
Yes, because I said, what is your relationship to Billy Idol?
So you're just checking.
As I clasped her bosom.
How do you know Billy? Oh,
I do apologise. What an awful infringement. I'll go and sit in economy until I've learned my lesson. Right, okay, so what's this Eagles of Death Metal? Matthew, pack that right in. Put Adam Green on.
What?
Oh, no, we've heard that already. All right, put on a bit of Elton John.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road?
Yeah, why not? It's all right, innit? Put that on, we'll compose ourselves.
Do not put Paul Simon on.
We won't put that on, that's Matthew's
like
choice, of course he does. Yeah, but that bloody, would you just stick on now? The dopey edge.
What?
That thing you just put on.
Inch.
I know someone
edge.
from Sesame Street. Go on, stick Elton John on. Goodbye, Yellow Rick. Oh, God.
Yellow Rick.
Yeah, Yellow Rick, he's this little fella, I know. I think he got jaundice or something. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. That's by Elton John, of course. Before that, we was having a little chat with lovely old Mackenzie Crook, and we're supposed to talk to that...
Talking about a group text.
Oi, watch it, don't. We're gonna, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to get that policewoman in here.
Oh, in here?
Was she on the group text?
Oi! Stop it! Right, you, Matthew, BAFTA. Right? Gallagher! Right, okay.
You've got nothing on me, Bran. You've got nothing on me.
All right, Bobby Gillespie in your back garden. Yeah?
Yeah, well, that says more about Bobby Gillespie than me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you did have sex with him.
And in a garden as well. He was dying to do it in a conservatory. Oh, no, let me have the warmth of the conservatory. Listen, right, okay, so, listen, everyone. You bastard. Now.
You said that before the news.
What? Did I?
Said the B word.
Yeah, but I don't think that's in Shakespeare, so...
No, it's allowed, isn't it?
Yeah, you can say that. It's probably
Mind you, got upset when I said the,
What, when you told Jonah Hill to F off to a pie shop or something? No. Sorry about that.
I said the word that rhymes with swallocks. And you got the needle with that, but that's actually in the
because Richard Branson cleared it, didn't he? For the Sex Pistols.
Oh, all right, fair enough. We'll go crazy, guys. I mean, woo! It's 2008. Let's all swear our little ball bags off, shall we? Let's all go crazy. Whoa, there's Noel Gallagher there. Okay, it's time for my new item. Gay. We're going to have that policewoman on here, but she's bottled it. She might be listening. That'd be nice. That policewoman I was saying.
In here or on here?
on here, on our radio show, Russell Brand's show, nominated for a Sony award. Hopefully we'll all be in the country and we can all attend as a gang, you know. I know what you're thinking, that award's just for you, Russell. No, it's for all of us collected, all of us are involved in the show. So, time now for my new item gay. Have you got a jingle for that, Matthew?
Yes.
What's that racket?
Weird noise.
What's that mental racket? Gee, did you leave your phone on?
Is that your phone?
What's wrong with
He's listening to music over there.
He wants to fancy listening to a record. Since he's been in the West End, hasn't he changed?
Yeah.
Gee, go and see Into the Hood if you want to. Mr.
Week.
G's there. You're going to go and see it, ain't you,
Yeah.
Matt? Fancy
You've
it?
seen
No, yeah, I'll see it. It's all right. It's got some salts in it. Yeah, it's all right.
I don't get out much now these days, you know.
No, look at him putting sugar in his coffee, that little old lady, isn't she? We've got a funny picture of you. Let's put that on the website.
I know, but that night when
you look like a waxwork mum's mate.
You're saying that I look like an old woman.
Not an old woman.
No, you said the words old woman.
You look like someone called, like,
I thought, all right,
Brenda.
well, I'm going to have it out
Brenda next door.
Oh.
Brenda from next door's come over in her pinny.
All right.
Hello, Russell. You still? I see you on the telly last
And then
night.
I thought, right, I'm going to have it out with the fat lad then. Right? And then we'll see who's an old woman.
I like fat people, as a matter of fact. So, especially a woman, and it's made her boobs go bigger. So there you go. I'm right on the team.
Yeah, but I remember when Les Dawson used to do the two old ladies?
Oh yeah. Did you like them?
Well, no, I just had visions of you thinking a lot of that, and I was getting really offended.
No, you weren't all fat. You just looked all waxy and glazed over. It's funny. You look proper funny. We should put it on the website. It's a really funny picture of
Yeah, why not? Because another thing you put on the website is you taking the mickey out of me, ain't you?
Yeah, that's quite funny as well.
Yeah.
There's it on you have a look on MySpace.
Him being a right smart ass.
That was
and
really funny.
When he says, "Oh, have you seen us on YouTube? Oh, go on YouTube. There's the thing of me and you being really funny."
Yeah, go and have a look.
I
at
haven't been funny. I haven't been hungover. And he's been a smart ass.
Well, that's pretty funny though. I'm pretty funny in it. Have a look at that. If you just YouTube Russell Brand, Noel Gallagher on MeTube, you'd be able to have a look at me exposing Noel for the nitwit we've all long known him to be. So time now for our regular item Gay, where we solve problems. Hello, and on Gay this week we got this letter. It's from Seffi. I'm a 17-year-old girl and I'm bisexual. Well, hello, you're in the right place, love. However, I'm having difficulty finding a girlfriend because there aren't any clubs for under 18s, and I don't know girls that aren't straight. How can I identify myself to other girls? I saw something on the internet about bisexuals wearing purple wristbands as a symbol of their sexuality. Is this true? If you could give me any advice, it would be really appreciated.
Yeah.
What?
Was purple
I thought that had
wristbands?
to do with breast cancer.
I thought that's for the VIP area, wasn't it?
Same thing, innit? Breast cancer, VIP, lesbian. Give them all one if you ask me. Just be careful.
I must have ended up in the wrong tent.
Listen, well, hold on, we'll all solve this problem.
So what's the problem? She's too
She wants
young
to have it
to
off
go-
with girls.
Go on the internet. Go on MySpace.
Go on the internet,
Go
love.
on Facebook.
You'll be fine, Seffi, and it's good because that's almost like Sappos, the island where something to do with lesbian happened.
What's that?
I don't know, mate.
Lesbos. Say that.
We've just found the
Lesbos, yeah.
ceiling.
Lesbos.
But Sapphic means of lesbianism, doesn't it? I think.
Listen to this show.
Russell.brand at bbc.co.uk, Sony nominated.
I'd rather hope that the truth was it was off the island of Lesbos. That'd just be easier.
That'd be
wouldn't
simpler. No, Lesbos. That's where the Yorkie bar was invented. This is from Amy. Hello, Russell.
All these problems are rubbish. This whole item doesn't work.
What? Oi! This
It's
show.
the same thing. I'm gay. I like someone. I can't tell them I'm gay.
Is it me, Matthew? What, and you true? Just tell me, I'll understand.
Look the way he looks like little old lady.
Oh, you say, lift up your pinny and show us your ninny. It's long.
Oh, you just wait till you've got one of your Hollywood pals. Don't phone me again from America when you've got...
I won't, mate. I'll save the money.
Like Robert De Niro on.
Oh, yeah, no, what are you going to say to him? What's that mole on the side of your head for?
All right, Mr. Pacino. You're a short ass, aren't you? In real life.
Yeah, don't mention Scientology either. That's a lot of bother, isn't it,
That's
Matthew?
rubbish.
Matthew just nods to that question.
Hang on, you look all scared there.
Yeah, I am scared.
Why?
I might join it. I think it sounds all right.
You should join
Tom from Manchester says, I have a gay problem, went to a friend's birthday party, ended up getting wasted on alcohol, drugs are bad. I was one of these 3 gay lads sleeping over at my friend's house whose birthday it was, so there's me, him and this lad sat on his bed playing the Ring of Fire card game. Hello, I don't know where this is going. I don't know if you know the rules, but basically involves drinking different amounts depending on which card, blah, 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 sex, blah, blah. A threesome ensued. The problem is I have a boyfriend. Do I tell my boyfriend I had this threesome, or should I leave him thinking everything's okay? I don't want to hurt my boyfriend. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well...
That's a better problem.
Good
to be honest.
problem. Well
Save
done.
the item.
Oh, I just spilled some coffee. Wow, it looks amazing. That's what heroin looks like on tin foil, which is bad. So let's get rid of that right away before I go. And could someone get Gritty on the phone? Well, don't tell your boyfriend, you idiot. Never tell. If you betray someone, don't tell them. They never forgive you, and it always lingers in the air.
Yeah.
All right?
You can cope with the guilt, just don't tell
Your punishment is you've got to cope with that guilt.
Just
don't
do
tell
it again.
Them.
Learn
don't do
from
it. Learn, you idiot.
And he's probably having a threesome behind your back anyway, so...
Of course he is. He's having a threesome right now. In fact, who's this under the desk? It's your boyfriend betraying you senseless, gargling up a storm. Hey, guess what I got told by Uncle Monty out of With Now and I, who I'm doing a film with Bedtime Stories starring me and Adam Sandler, most Adam Sandler. Richard Griffiths. He said that there was an opera singer called Dame Nellie Melba who, to warm up her voice before doing opera songs, gargled the sperm of the stagehands, right, to keep her throat all nice. And the ice cream Peach Melba is dedicated to her and was originally used to be served 2 lumps of peach ice cream with a banana and whipped cream on the top. And like before she'd done a gig or opera, whatever they call it in them circles, all the stagehands would go, "Oh, you're on in 10 minutes, Nellie. I'm ready and waiting," and she'd gargle up their sperm.
Don't lie.
Check it on the internet. Monty,
really?
take
Why
it up
did
with
he tell you
Monty.
that? Was he locked in your dressing room?
So this is not wrong what I'm about to do.
So these lockets are blasted awful things.
I'm only going to polish it.
Okay, so that's a bit of information for you. You can have that down in your brain boxes if you want it, and if you don't want it, well, just pretend you never heard it. Man sentenced over Wombat rape claim. A New Zealand man has been sentenced to community service after telling police he had been raped by a wombat, and the experience had caused him to start speaking Australian. Arthur Craddock... Look, mate, don't blame me. It's news. Arthur Craddock, a 48-year-old orchard worker from Matuka on the South Island, rang police on February 11th to say he was being raped by the slow-moving Australian marsupial at his home, the Nelson Mail reported. I'd never let any animal rape me. I'd elbow it away.
Like a police horse.
Whoa. No, never. Because you wouldn't want... I mean, you know, I've made some mistakes.
With your face in the fountain.
Oh, Her Majesty, looking out the window, pressed up against the glass.
She's at home.
Oh, dear.
She's watching.
It's what she would have wanted. Goodbye, England's Rose! So, no, I wouldn't let a police horse do me.
He's on the phone saying I'm being...
What about when you watch animal pornography? You just got to think, this is not right, is it? But then we keep watching in other news. No, I like the thing you said, Matthew, about like animal pornography. Go on, say it again.
I can't remember what I said.
Well, this is what Matthew... I goes to Matthew. It can't be... I goes animal pornography. It's a bit out of order. I goes, but it is something a bit erotic that people will do such a disgusting thing, and they're out there in the world. He goes, yeah, well, I resent it a little bit. He goes, I'm sitting... They goes, there's some dog having sex with a woman, and I'm sitting watching an 1.5 inch pixelated version of it on my own at home, and the dog's actually having it. You're watching a dog's life. Like the dog. Well, I hope you're enjoying it as much as I did, Matthew. I'm prepared to send you a T-shirt. Yeah. So that's...
It must be hard for lonely men who can't pull.
Yeah!
Did you watch that and you just think, better looking than that dog?
Look at that dog. Bruno, you little arsehole. I could treat you right, love. Give us a call.
But that's what prostitutes are for, though, isn't it?
Oi! Prostitutes, I call them sex workers.
So that's what sex workers are for, then, if you can't.
Noel Gallagher there, Captain PC.
You know,
Yeah.
Got the cash machine.
I think prostitution's illegal, Noel. I think
Yeah, but it was frowned upon. It's not strictly illegal, was it?
No, well, there is a law against... I don't know, perhaps your interpretation of what's
It's
legal,
weird, isn't it? 'Cause
Mr.
there are
Drugs are like a
brothels
cup of tea.
Yeah, there's ladies, professional ladies all over the place.
Anyway, I don't think it's right to have sex with dogs, prostitutes, anybody really, because...
It's not right to have sex with dog prostitutes.
No way. I mean, if a dog asks you for money after sex, you've got to start having a serious look in the mirror.
So what do you do then?
I'd pay him biscuit. Yeah, mate, have dog chocolates. Just pay me. Look at this chocolate. That's just dog's chocolate. It's all powdery. You can't eat that. You threw in my birthday. So, back to Arthur Craddock and his stupid lie about being raped.
What's this thing about him starting to speak Australian after?
Well, that's one of the key elements of the story, because if you're from New Zealand and you start speaking Australian, all that's happened is your accent has imperceptibly shifted. So far as I can tell.
It's the same accent. Isn't it?
My same basic accent.
Yeah.
So
I say pin.
fish and chips. Yes, band meeting, like Flight of the Conchords language, and tit. He rang back soon afterwards, did old bloke raped by Wombat, saying he was withdrawing his complaint against against the Wombat. A court was look, we've talked it through, and we're getting married now. So I realised that I did consent to that. He was a bloody lovely Wombat.
What is a Wombat?
Like, then they're like a little kangaroo.
Is it?
I think they're like a little kangaroo, just a little marsupial.
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of... Well, no,
if you get raped by that, just kick it off.
That's
really?
a wallaby.
That's a wallaby. You're
Yeah, what's a wombat?
A wombat's like a little...
I thought a wombat looked like an otter, but with a
beak. That's a duck-billed platypus.
A bit like a cricket bat.
It's turning me on.
Award-winning radio, ladies and gentlemen. Russell Brand Show, russell.brand@bbc.co.uk. If you want to send us an email and change the direction of this madness.
It's a sort of chunky little thing.
Could be actually a member of a
Don't get into it, you pair of perverts. What's going on? You two look like you're about to try and book one. Apart from speaking of... Oh, listen, check this out. It's quite funny. He rang back soon after to say he was withdrawing the complaint against the Wombat, a court was told. Apart from speaking Australian now, I'm pretty all right, you know, he told police in the second call. Oh, there's a picture of a wombat. It looks like a bat crossed with a bear, is what it looks like. And it looks pretty pleased with itself. That looks like the one that's done it to me. Craddock...
Mental. It looks like some of a carry-on film.
Stick it on the website. Yeah, they are pretty crazy, the wombats. Oh, Matthew, I wouldn't have it off with that. He looks like a little idiot. He does look really pleased with himself. Have a look. How did you find that? I imagine if you put Wombat into Google Images, that's the first thing you come up with.
Image.
So have a look at that. Have a look at him. Yeah, he's a pretty crazy little guy. He looks like he's got a cigar in his hand. He's going, hey!
He looks a bit like Leslie Phillips, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, that was never a rape.
Hold them back and say you like it.
Although you were struggling, I thought that was to enhance it. Come on, you bloody fool.
How would they track him down? Because they're just looking for a wombat. Once he goes and stands by some other wombat... No one knows who did it.
That's true. It's like, yeah, if you are a wombat rapist, hang out in crowds. Craddock pleaded guilty to using a phone for fictitious purposes and was sentenced to 75 hours community work, ironically in a wombat farm. Prosecutors said alcohol played a large part in Craddock's life. It plays the part of his decisions and phone calls.
Isn't that a great child, though, using a phone for fictitious purposes?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Well, yeah, what did you do? Ring up Emily Bronte? What did you ring up a parallel universe? It was a genuine phone call. It wasn't a fictitious phone call. Although his defence lawyer said he was not drunk on the afternoon of the phone calls. Although the defence lawyer wasn't drunk, Craddock had been. Why else would he have claimed to be raped by Leslie Phillips in a furry suit? Well, there you go. That's some of our news. We asked Noel Gallagher to pick any record in the world. What did he come up with?
Jumping Jack Flash, I think.
And didn't you respond, like, you was like, oh, it's too much pressure, didn't you? You went all weird about it.
Like Marquis Smith, but I might have said, well, my head goes when I try and pick music, you know.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, that is the exact same voice.
Today.
Oh, it's not. Yeah. But your voice was the same as that impression I just did.
Oh, my head's gone, oh, too much pressure. That's what you sounded like.
All right, I'll do Paul Young now. Living in a love of the common people, having the heart of the funny man. And now I'll do James Blunt. And more money than you. No, go. Jumping Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones. Let's listen to them. Oh, yeah! Jumping Jack Flash. The Rolling Stones, I believe they're called. I met Bobby Gillespie the other day and done a shoot with him for Q magazine. He's half nice. I really like him. He's intense. Right.
You met him ages ago at MTV.
Yeah, met him there. He interviewed him there. I was a bit scared because it was the whole band that day.
Manny and him.
Manny, yeah, he's pretty hardcore, isn't he? And then, like, he's a mate, isn't he?
Sid James.
Yeah.
Is it? In what way?
He's just yeah, Sid James.
Right.
They're all clean living. Manny ain't probably been on the wagon for 6 months. So.
That's good. That's good. Well done. Thank you. Yeah, I really liked him. We'd done some photos outside somewhere where Rolling Stones used to record. Then, like, some reason I said, oh yeah, I was talking to him and I went, rhubarb, like that. And he went, oh, rhubarb and custard. Do you remember that? Rhubarb, that was good, wasn't it? And did it really close to my face. What, bloody hell? He goes, that was like acid rock, alright.
Hang on, you've given him
Sorry.
his voice.
Right, it's acid rock, I like that, acid rock. I really like his hair, and he's really slim. I went to him because you've got a really small bottom, Bobby. Well, I thought, you know, why not tell someone I've got a small bottom.
Snooker balls.
Look at those, tap, tap, I was making...
What did he say to that?
He just looked really... No, he says, oh, thanks. It's nice to get a compliment, thanks. Nice to get a compliment. Like that, it was just all really cool about everything.
Right.
Rockstar's different to have a photo done with Rockstar, isn't it? You've got a different different to us.
Yeah.
Me.
So what do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, like me, if I'm doing a photo shoot, come on, Vogue, let's bloody well Vogue, baby, yeah, give it to the camera. The camera can be anything you want, Jim, a woman you want to seduce, a bloke you want to throw a tennis ball up his ass.
You know the picture in the Times magazine last week?
Oh, well, that was
brilliant.
That made your missus laugh, eh? That one.
She laughed out.
Why did she laugh so much at the picture of me in the culture supplement in the Times, where I look like I've got a big fat ass?
Well, there was that. Well, that's what made me laugh. But it's just it kind of just about says it all about you, really.
Because I'm like looking over Hollywood, going, yeah,
Desperate.
Thank you.
Pathetic.
You. All right.
I'll say that.
Okay. What's gonna do? Hey, here's my apology. No, sorry for that language. I didn't say the whole word, so I don't think that's bad. No. Come on, look at the time of night. Jesus Christ. Hello, Russell, says Catherine from the fan site. Hello, everyone on the fan sites. Very glad to have your loyalty. The revolution will soon come. As much as I like Richard Griffiths, I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'm afraid the story about the origin of the dessert is wrong, according to Wikipedia. Let's not call that into question. Hey! What do you mean? My explanation and Richard Griffiths' explanation is really good.
What, the peach Melba?
Well, here is this.
I didn't really understand it.
It sounds true.
That's semen.
Hey! That was a good explanation. They used the stagehands used to gargle... No, she used to gargle stagehand spunk to keep her throat nice. Before she went on stage, Dame Nellie Melba, opera singer. Anyway, or perhaps the peach Melba is a classic dessert invented in 1892 by the French chef Auguste Escoffier at the Savoy Hotel, London, to honour the Australian soprano Dame Nellie Melba. It combines two favourite summer fruits, peaches and raspberry, with an accompanying vanilla ice cream sauce. He had just heard Nellie Melba perform at Covent Garden one night. Was inspired to create the dessert just for her. Rumour had it she loved ice cream but didn't dare eat it often, believing it would affect her vocal cords. Escoffier created a sauce of raspberries, red currant jelly, sugar and cornstarch. In peach Melba, the ice cream being only one element in the whole, it would not be as cold and would not harm her vocal cords. Or it's because she used to gargle spunk. You decide. Okay, so that's that. So perhaps that does sound a little bit more feasible. But why does Monty say that to me? Hold on a minute, we've got more news here on the Wombat rape victim, and do have a look on Google Images at their first Wombat. He's properly cracked us all up. He looks really funny. He looks like he himself is being the equivalent of a nice rape. He's like he's...
No, he looks startled, like he's
But he looks
going
pleased,
to do a
doesn't he?
rape.
Right.
He's planning a rape, and someone's taking a flash photograph of him.
He looks like he's an actual live hand puppet.
Wombat rape. Remember, rape's obviously bad. A man who told police he'd been raped by a wombat has, perhaps not surprisingly, failed to substantiate his claim in court. Arthur Ross Craddock has ended up in the dock himself and been ordered to do 75 hours community work. He said that, blah, blah, blah. Why have we got this one? The 4-year-old, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if there's any new information. I'll retract the rape complaint from the wombat because he's pulled out. Oh my God, that's mental. That can't be true. He said, look, he called the operator again and said, I'll retract the rape complaint from the wombat because he's pulled out.
Rape? If it happened, it happened. You can't go, no, he's out now.
Look, you're calling the police. 1 second, and I'm away.
He's in again. No, he's out.
Hold on, it's almost as if the rhythm is helping him to reach some sort of... And now I can sing. There we go, so and then it's all linked nicely. Apart from speaking Australian now, I'm alright. It didn't hurt my bum at all, he added. Oh, come on, that's a desperate cry for help. If you find yourself calling the police saying you're being raped by a wombat, I don't know, go on Facebook or something.
Up. They're only little.
Stand up! The rape's over!
Just go on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, Britain's got... And then now for a man who can be raped by a tiny, inoffensive creature. Despite police telling of the court of Craddock's struggle with alcohol, his defence lawyer, Michael Vesti, said drink had not been an issue that day. Judge Richard Russell admitted to feeling bemused by Craddock's motive and actions, but he did warn him not to do it again. Look, don't do that again,
will
you?
Raped again.
I won't. I'll be more careful in future. Sorry about that. I'm partly to blame. Okay, well, there you go. That's a bit of radio for us. We've got 10 minutes more of the radio show. Is anyone else? Are we supposed to be doing anything? Is there anything we've got, like, you know, that we've got an obligation to do? Oh, we have contests and things like that.
Oh, we've got Jingle Race War, but I don't know if we've got time now.
Well, go on, let's do a bit of it. Look, there's one for Noel Gallagher here. Have you got it up? This one by Matt Owen, Jingle 83, Noel Gallagher. So this is the Jingle Race War, where you send us your jingles and we use them in the show. This one is by Matt Owen. Let's have a little listen to that. This is Nolan. Oh, that's really good.
Quite good.
Keeper.
Right.
There's a keeper.
Shall we have it again?
Yeah. This is Nolan. Oh, lovely. Brilliant.
That's Billy Odd, isn't it? Moany Moany. So you've been obsessed with him for decades.
Oh, yeah, I have been obsessed now. I'm thinking about it. I keep having weddings. Right, here's... would you want to listen to any of the others? Mugger Harris, an anecdote. Sounds all right, doesn't it? From Mugger Harris, then we can have an anecdote. It's crackers, man. It's like a Terry Gilliam drawing, you know, when on Python we used to have them little old women. I used to get turned on by that though, because there was boobs in it as well, weren't there? Oh, good old boobs. Yeah, but drawings of boobs can be almost as good to a child. That's why I used to like the cartoons in Playboy. That's what first got me into boobs and everything.
Talking of that, what about this tit milk?
Maybe we shouldn't go on about tit milk. I mean, I like it. Whoops. What a great band these guys were. They dominated the 90s. Were there any other bands in the 90s? I can't remember. I think 90s music, I think these guys. Blur. There's only one band. Just a bit of fun. Oh no, God, there was Colt as well. There we go.
And menswear.
Colt were good. Menswear.
Elastica. Suede.
Ocean Colour Scene.
Then I remember some boys that used to do some spitting. Right, listen to this. Time now for anecdotes. Listen to this. Dear Russell, says Dave Franklin, my nan used to love the BBC sitcom Hello Hello. We taught her how to record episodes off the TV on a video recorder. No mean feat, I'm sure we'd all agree. She did this, and on the tape she'd write... Hello, hello. All properly. Hello, hello. It's my programme. Other anecdotes include my nan. Richard Shipp says my nan always says "fairy up liquid." Get the fairy up liquid, darling. Oh, that's nice. 'Cause it sounds like.
Will an anecdote from my mum count as an anecdote?
Yeah.
I was watching the news one day with my mum, and she started reading a magazine on the train. She looks up and looks at the television, and she went, "Is that Robbie Williams on the television?" And I was like, "It's Lennox Lewis."
That's messed up.
It's Lennox Lewis. You know, she's not got bad eyesight or anything.
Well, how do you confuse Lennox Lewis for Robbie Williams?
Well, I don't know.
And it's a good job that they aren't confusable, because otherwise you'd be getting a right kicking from Lennox Lewis. Because aren't you always forever upsetting Robbie Williams?
No. What happened about that? Didn't Robbie Williams say, "Come on then, let's have a fight"?
Not to Liam, I think. It's Liam.
Oh, right.
Not a silly bother.
Yeah, because Robbie's got an unfair weight advantage, I think.
Oi! Don't be mean about people. And stop, particularly fat people. Leave everyone alone, for God's sake.
So have I just got to come on here and say yes? Oh no. Yes.
Could you be a bit more diplomatic?
No.
We want our rock stars to be polite young men.
You've got to be in the same weight division. End of.
Listen, Mancunian working-class rock star Noel Gallagher, be a bit more of a responsible broadcaster. She won't come the Sonys with us, and I don't know if you've ever had any rewards for your career.
Sony, virtually.
I own Sony, I've got a lot of money. Now then, I've got a brother here with a bit of a talent for singing. Oh, I broke my foot, I'm sat in a shed, I used to be a roadie. It's Noel Gallagher. Well, here's a new item anecdote. And this is from Ruth. She go, when it was getting winter and it getting dark, my next door neighbour said, "It gets dark at night, don't it?" Well, actually, no, that never happened. Dear Russell, Matt and G, says Christina Figa, my dad died a couple of years ago. Uh-oh, depressing. After being ill for 5 years, my nan rang my mum, who looked after my dad for the whole of his illness, the day after the funeral, to tell him she'd really enjoyed herself at the funeral, and thanks for a lovely time. That's from Christine. It's not meant to be a laugh, is it, the funeral? Hey, I had a lovely time yesterday.
Wasn't it nice? Brilliant.
I didn't like that bit where the man in the box went to live under the sea. That was boring, but the rest of it, that was first class. Dear Russell, Matt and Mr G, I was at my nan's the other day when my auntie came to visit. My nan told me the auntie she was going for a short break in Krakow in Poland. I think she meant Krakow in Poland, but either sounds fun, says Mike. Okay, let's get Mr G, Poet Laureate of the show, to summarise this brilliant show with a poem. Whoa, yeah, yes. Mr G!
Okay, this poem is called Animal Magnetism. The ever-changing nature of reality is one that presents an invitation of life's fantasy, a custom-built calamity, 6 times an hour of depravity. Flying high provides the challenge seat to maintain a sense of gravity. Little aliens explaining all the hamster friction burns of criminality. The branded fires of informality, aided by Noel and Matt's Wombat insanity. Mackenzie incurred a frenzy under the lens of underground drivers' faculties. In totality, it's been a welcome break from life's normality. We've been horsepowered for 2 hours with only a few trips to the lavatory.
Woo! There he goes, Mr G, all on the mic. He mentioned everything. He does it all. What are you saying, Matt?
Police lady.
Why didn't you mention the police lady?
No, we did, but where
right.
is she? You said we had her.
Where is that? Oh, she bottled it.
I mentioned her, you didn't bring her.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. West End G. Yeah, well, no, she bottled it. She's a policewoman. Come on, Jess, give us a bell. Come and see us. I really would like to get off with a policewoman or a school teacher. Like someone in authority, basically.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Customs official?
Well, I've already done that. That's why I'm here. Come on, give us a cuddle. Look at them dollary-do booties. Traffic warden less so, because I don't own a car, so they mean nothing to me, Vienna. You know, so I'd like...
You don't own a truncheon either.
No, but I thought I might like to. OK, so the show is nearly over. Probably best show for a while, would you say, Matthew?
Yeah, pretty good.
Best show for a while?
I wonder why that would be.
Probably because the first half hour was so strong. To give us good foundations before you started coming in here, piping up with all your rubbish and bonkers views on the overweight. You crackpot. Sarah, if you're still in that bath, you're about to get made all dirty again when your grubby tyke of a boyfriend comes shambling through the door of a house that we all know he shouldn't be able to afford. That man is Noel Gallagher. I've got 4 swimming pools. I've got 4 swimming pools. Bonet's no longer in the band. There is Noel Gallagher. Next week, who knows where we'll be? Most likely we'll be in Los Angeles, California. You're going back over, aren't you, to do some more mixing?
I might have to go and remix one track.
So us crazy freak... didn't someone come up to you recently and say you're that bloke from the Russell Brand show?
I was out then some bloke came on and said, you're on that Russell Brand show, aren't you? And I said, yeah, and he went, thanks for making it good.
Oh, so a bit of an insult for you, but then a bit of an insult for me. Only Matt escapes with any dignity, and how often can you say that in life?
Very rarely.
We were around these people, like, we went to see these birds, me and him, like, and it was about sort of 7 o'clock in the morning.
He went to see some birds, I was dragged along.
Matt was dragged along while I saw some birds. He was sat, he goes, oh, they've got on their iPods, they said he got... I was off with these birds.
The Eagles and Nirvana, two songs. Can't remember which ones they were.
On a full iPod?
On a whole iPod.
He was just listening to that, going, I've listened to it about 9 times. I go, why is your trousers down? Oh, I don't know how that happened. Just pulled his trouser. And it was like, you know, when they convert a mental hospital into some flats, it was like a really beautiful building, but it used to be a mental hospital. Me and him were gone, and we couldn't find there was a car waiting somewhere. Me and Matt were just shambling off. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, all daylight and guilty people walking their dogs. They weren't guilty, it was us that was guilty. We're walking along, and like we couldn't find the way out of the mental asylum. I goes, come on, Matthew, it's this way. He goes, you're just the last in a long line of lunatics saying that. Like when it was still an asylum, there'd have been lunatics. Come on, we can escape. Then me and him were stood by some bins, right, and I needed a wee and sort of was weeing up on this bin, and we just sort of standing there all sniffling and wretched by some bins. We're like going, oh, nothing's changed.
Was this recently?
Yeah, it was like about 2 days ago.
It sounds like one of your stories from like 15 years ago.
You can't escape.
Together, and
there's no escape.
Hollywood melted away.
Yeah,
like in a mental hospital.
It was mental
on a bin.
As soon as we got back together. Got the Beatles, man.
As soon as we reformed, man.
As soon as we got back together, man.
Crazy days. But that's it. But you can't escape where you're from. So it's like we ended up in a mental hospital, me weeing up by a bin, him all shivering, oh, I feel ill, I'm cold, I'm confused.
Like a perverted Simon and Garfunkel.
That's all we'll ever be. There's no escape for us, Matt. There's no escape from the penal colony. Israeli are discovered in the film. No escape from the penal colony.
In which he escapes
from the penal colony. None of us are bothered
about an hour of stand-up on that.
It was a good hour as well. Come see me, Russell Brand, at the Roxy on Sunset Strip, Los Angeles, if I can get the visa in time. Hope so, because I've got another film lined up. It's all looking pretty good for old Russ. Soon I'll be all nice and famous. Get over there and write some nice scripts, Matt. You get over there, do us a nice soundtrack. You write a bleeding poem, and you'll never know which ones I said that to. It's going to be a crazy film. Scored by Matt Morgan. Written by Noel Gallagher. But G is doing the poems, thank God. So, OK, well, I think it's time for some news pretty soon. Well, next week we don't know where we'll be, but we know one thing for sure. This is a Sony-nominated show. We are the finest people on the radio. We're going to change the world one day. We'll bring you all to freedom, damn it, or die trying.
You're a political dissident. That's why they don't let you in.
I like America. Well done. Dog Bush. I like Dog Bush. OK, so yeah, tune in next week. This is the Russell Brand Show. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to listeners. We love you. Hare Krishna. This is some news.